Let's talk about being the best you. So how everybody doing? My name is Ed, and I want to start off by just saying when I hear the term or the phrase, hey, show the world the best version of yourself or the best you, right? I try to think to myself, how can I better me? Like, how can I show the best me, right? What do I need to do to like implement certain actions or certain, not necessarily guidelines or a structure or discipline, but how can I put that best foot forward? How can I actually get better at being me? And I just want to talk a little bit about some of those, what I believe that can actually help you out when it comes to that. And like I said, I'm just going to dive right into it. I think that first off, you should know what you want. All right. Now, by knowing what you want, I'm not I'm not saying that like, oh, I want jewelry or I want $1 million, but just have some kind of goal, some steps. Say if you know what I mean, if you want to get a better job, know what you want. All right. So there's so many people out there that's probably working for jobs that they don't want, and they hate them. They're miserable, but they're there because they don't know what they want. And I think that to show the best you, you need to start by thinking about what you want and then try to build on that. Another thing is I think that you need to get rid of what is unnecessary. Now, what's unnecessary, right? So I think that we all have 24 hours. We all have the same 24 hours, just as like Bill Gates and Tarantino and Steven Spielberg and, you know what I mean, Mark Zuckerberg. We all have the same 24 hours, but it's about what you do with that 24 hours that's going to actually set you apart, and it's going to help you become the best you. And I think that if you get rid of what is unnecessary to your 24 hours, that you can start chipping away at what is not actually going to help you move forward. So some examples of what I believe are what's unnecessary. I see a lot of people in their phones, right? The heads in the phones. And I even with the coworkers, I'll talk to them. Like, what you doing, man? And I'm playing this app. I got this game I'm playing. And I'm like, well, do you like spend money on it? They're like, nah, I don't spend money or whatnot. So yeah, I'm just playing it free. And that's cool and all, right? So they feel like they justify to themselves that I'm playing a game for free on an app. So it's not costing any money. I'm not doing no harm. I'm not necessarily losing. But if you look at how many hours or whatnot that you're engaged in that game, is it actually benefiting you? And I know some people say, well, it's killing time when I'm bored. I understand that. But does it benefit you to get what you want? And if it's no, then it's unnecessary. Because honestly, I don't see when it comes to the apps as like some game that you're playing on your phone, how it's going to actually benefit you to move forward. Now, don't get me wrong. I know some people are going to still play, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they probably don't know what they want, or what they want is not actually meshing, and you know what I mean, with the time for them to actually do what they want, so they can play the game. Right? I don't know how. I'm probably talking weird right now. It's like 11 o'clock at night, but I think that you need to start off by knowing what you want. Then you need to start getting rid of what is unnecessary. And by doing that, it'll give you a little bit more time to try to strive for what you want. And all of these coming to terms is going to pretty much make the better you, or at least going to show the best you. Right? And when it comes to the best you, I'll say another one is invest in yourself. Now, I'm not saying like go out and buy the latest Jordans or the new Yeezys, or you know what I mean, I need a chain, or I need to get the baddest car, or I need the biggest house. No, what I mean by invest in yourself is that if you want to not necessarily impress a girl, or you want to keep something, right? You want it to stay. You want your, let's say for instance, you want your car to last for a long time. What do you do for maintenance wise on it? You get oil changes. You probably give it a car wash. You know what I mean? You make sure that if the tires are getting low, the tread is getting low, you get new tires on it, right? So it's a lifestyle to keep that, to maintain that car. So you want to keep the efficiency on it. But when you invest in yourself, it's the same way. So if it comes to your physical appearance, Maybe you may need to work out a little bit just to make sure that you're investing the time in yourself. And along with time comes money too. So when it comes to whatever you're going for, what do you want, right? So it might cost a little bit of money to get to what you want. And it's an investment. You're investing in yourself to get what you want. So don't feel bad if you got to get out there and you spend a little bit of money. And I'm not talking, like I said, on jewelry or what, but I'm talking about towards your goals of what you want. So invest in yourself, right? It is going to only benefit you in the long run. You know what I mean? If you're doing it right, don't invest in like, I really need to play. I need a PS1 or PS4. I don't even know which one it is. But yeah, that's not investing in yourself. That's just trying to, you know what I mean? I need some time to kill, or I really get excited for playing video games, whatever the case may be. But invest in yourself. And I think that what it really comes down to, and this is the only reason why I really wanted to bring up this topic, is because I was talking to someone, a coworker, and I was telling him about when I was squatting, right? I got like squatting like 405 pounds, so just 4 plates, and it felt heavy. Now, some people look at it like, man, that's 4 plates still, and that's great, but you know where you are when it comes to your physical appearance, or regardless. I'm saying physical because I'm just talking about this action, but this is just in life in general. You need to own your truth. Okay. Now, when I'm saying own your truth, if people go outside, or if you say, you know what, I'm going to go run 2 miles, and no one's there with you, so you run a mile, right? And you come home and talk to your friends, or you talk to your significant other. You say, oh yeah, I ran 2 miles, because you told them you was running 2 miles. But you know deep down inside, you probably just ran a mile, right? You're not going to tell anybody that. It's not like you're lying. It's going to, like, you don't want to be a liar. So it's not like you're hurting anybody's feelings, or it's not lying that's putting hurt on anybody. But what you're doing is you're actually hurting yourself, because you're not taking ownership of your truth. And the truth is you did a mile. Nothing wrong with that. Or you probably didn't even run. You just walked. And it's nothing wrong with that. But you need to own your truth. Whatever you do, you know what I mean? It's not like you can lie to yourself. You know what you did and didn't do. So by you knowing that, if you own it, it's only going to make you better. And then what you'll start doing is you'll start stepping with your best foot forward, because you don't want to lie to yourself, and then you won't be lying to others. So you would always, you know what I mean? I'll put it this way. If you're lying to another individual, or you're putting on a front or a persona or whatever you want to say, call it, if you're making a story up about who you are, it's not going to be you. So it's truly not going to come off as sincere. But you know, it might, you make it fool a lot of people, but you're not fooling yourself. So if you try to have the best you probably want to start off by telling the truth to yourself. And you can tell that truth to others, right? You just own your actions of what you do. And it's only going to make a better you, right? So then you'll feel a little bit bad, don't get me wrong, but you will want to show the best you. So that means you will push yourself to try to go for whatever goals or things that you want, right? So if you're telling somebody that you ran 3 miles and you really just ran 1, I guarantee you the next time you're going to really try to run those 3 miles, and you won't give up on yourself. So you will actually do it, and you'll actually have a little more confidence when you actually tell someone that you did 3 miles, because you actually own in the truth and you know that you really did it. So it's just another thing to add to it. And not trying to backtrack a little bit, but I am, when I was mentioning about the squats, right? So my coworker I was talking to, he was like, whoa, that was good. You did that? Like, man, that's awesome. And I said, yeah, but I know what I can do. And that's off. 405 shouldn't be hard for me. Not saying that it's light. You know what I mean? It's never been light. But 405 I normally can do for a good 7 to 8 reps. And I did 4 and I felt it. Like, yeah, I felt it. I was like, whoa, this is heavy. So I'm like, all right. So I told myself, you know what? I need to get back into it. I need to hit a little bit harder and just try to build myself. So I know that I'm owning my truth, right? And that's one thing that when it comes to it, you can lie to everybody else. You can't lie to yourself. So take that into consideration and make sure that the moves that you make are of your truth. And now with that, just rolling on with that, is that you have to be able to forgive yourself for the things that you've done. Now, I'm not trying to bring like a religion thing in there, no, but forgive yourself for the things that you've done. Now, what do I mean by forgiving yourself? Just know you're gonna everything's always different hindsight, right? You're gonna say, man, if I was back then and I was doing it this way, or if, let's say, for instance, you're trying to lose weight and you're like, man, this weekend I partied, I ate pizzas and cakes, and man, I feel bad about it. That's right. You're taking ownership of you feeling bad about it, but you have to forgive yourself, right? Just know, okay, you made a mistake. You did that. Own it. But then it's about what you're gonna do about it. What are you gonna do about it? All right, because you can't sit around and mope and cry about it and try to. It's only gonna be negative. Everything that you think about that is all negative. Some people say, I'm gonna use it for motivation. Yeah, I understand. That's cool. But more than likely, you're gonna use it and it's gonna be in a negative light. So it's gonna probably have you a little bit depressed. It's gonna probably have you not wanting to do certain actions or certain things. And the only way to really make the best you is to forgive yourself for things that you've done. So forgive yourself, take ownership of it, but understand that those are certain actions that's going to happen. But it's about trying to move forward. And the only way to move forward is to forgive yourself and try to create something better, right? And what people are going to see is by when you're taking all these things into consideration, they're going to see a better you. You're going to feel good about yourself. You'll hold yourself accountable more. And you will definitely get, it'll be the best version of yourself. And like I said, these are just a few steps of how to make the better you, right? To make the best version of yourself. I know that's kind of weird, but that's a little bit what I'm talking about. Just understand that in life, before you can change anybody, because you probably can't change anybody. You can change some, depending on how you talk, but you got to change yourself first. Or not even changing yourself, but you got to understand who you truly are and take ownership of it. And by doing that, you can always show people the best version of yourself. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this little discussion. You can leave your comments down below. Like, subscribe, share. My name is Edward. I'll see you next time on Let's Talk About.